Welcome to today's 5-minute Bible study in the Gospel of John. We're still looking at the first 11 verses of John chapter 8. We started this yesterday. This is the famous scene where the enemies of Jesus, the religious establishment, have brought to Jesus a woman caught in the act of adultery, asking him to make judgment. Of course, they're trying to get him into a trap. We examined this yesterday. Now let's look carefully at how Jesus responds. He refused to play the game on their grounds, the way they want it played. After they asked him, what should we do with this woman? The law says we should stone her. What do you think? Verse 6, Jesus bent down and started to write on the ground with his finger. They kept on questioning him, so he straightened up and said to them, "Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." Again, he stooped down and wrote on the ground. Now at this, those who heard began to go away one at a time, the older ones first, until all had left. Only Jesus was there, the woman still standing next to him. Jesus straightened up and asked her, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" "No one, sir," she said. "Then neither do I condemn you," Jesus said. "Go now and leave your life of sin." You see, Jesus refuses to pass judgment as they want him to. Now, he doesn't deny what the law says. He simply says, listen to me. If you want to execute judgment upon this woman, do so. But the first one to throw the stone must be one without sin. Let the one without sin start the execution. In other words, he makes them see that they've all alike broken the law. They all alike stand for need of judgment. And so they are themselves in no place to judge. And finally, being convicted of their own law-breaking, how can they then judge another lawbreaker? They all leave. Jesus is left alone with the woman. "No one has condemned you." "Right," she says. "Neither do I condemn you." Now, it's not that Jesus is signing his approval of her law-breaking, her adultery. Oh, no. But see, Jesus has come to redeem us from the curse of the law. The woman is under judgment. She has brought herself under judgment by her sin. But Jesus has come to redeem us. Judgment only falls when we refuse to accept his redemption. Jesus has come to set us free. She knows her sin. That's clear. I'm going to free you from your sin. That's why he says, I'm not going to condemn you. Go and live in sin no more. In other words, I've come to free you from sin, not by judging you or condemning you, or certainly not by executing you. I've come to release you from sin by breaking its hold on you and forgiving you and allowing you to live without sin. Neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more. And that's why we all meet Jesus. When we meet Jesus, we meet him as sinners who have brought judgment upon ourselves by our sin. But we find that in grace, he has come to set us free. He has come to release us from judgment by his forgiving grace. He has come to defeat the power of sin over us and to set us free. He doesn't come to speak a word of condemnation, but a word of release and redemption. Go and sin no more. By his grace, we are freed from sin and allowed to live in the power of righteousness, all by his grace. Yes, this woman was set free that day because she met Jesus, the Redeemer. Now, those who had first brought her, they had no interest in her redemption, and they really had no interest in her judgment. They didn't care about her at all. They were just trying to use her to trap Jesus. But Jesus made it clear to them and to her that he has come to set us free from condemnation by the grace that comes in him, a grace of forgiveness, of liberation, and redemption. And so he says to her, as he will say to us if we'll just believe, "Neither do I condemn you. I forgive you. Go and sin no more." These are the words Jesus always speaks to us if we'll believe and trust in him. Amen and amen. Hope you join us tomorrow for our next 5-minute Bible study in the Gospel of John.